I think what a lot of people will do is 4-1-4, where they actually max split shot, and then they keep Mystic Snake at 1.
Okay.
And then because they increase the coefficient on Mana Shield, you could potentially still leave it at level 1 because they increase the mana absorption from like 1.0 to 1.6, which effectively increases it by 60%.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's really good. So you can actually do multiple skill builds now.
I actually think that buff is particularly important in this game because if you look at what Team Dog's gonna do, they're gonna just blow a ton of damage. We're talking about Sunstrike, Coup Stomp, obviously the Ancient Seal that increase all the damage from Skywrath Mage, the Rave Knight, Rave King, Assault's Ancient Apparition is no joke in terms of damage output as well. So I imagine Havos, if he wants to stay alive, he needs to have a high level of Mana Shield. At the same time, I think AA matches very well against Medusa. Like Medusa generally stays alive, but at very low values of HP, or possibly just burst you with the Ice Blast. So I'm somewhat worried for Havos.
Would you go like I've seen? Usually they get Lincoln Sphere on Medusa. People get.
It's pretty common. Like it's like Lincoln's, Manta, just items that give you a lot of stats because mana for her is effective HP. So for her, I'm assuming she'll probably at some point get evasion, but not until way later. But if she has like a decent amount of HP, she could even go like Manta first or Lincoln's first, and then just go into something like a Scotty if you really want to. I mean, the choices are pretty much dependent on how the game's going. I think he might go for a smaller build-up just because Team Dog have the potential to blow up anyone, right? You have Skywrath ulti, you're going to have Sunstrikes coming down, Ice Blast, like you guys already mentioned.
Double Edge.
Yeah, there is a ridiculous amount of burst on this team.
Yeah, it looks like with the laning, we're going to see a trialing versus trialing. I think what NaVi wanted is to dodge the trialing. Because normally when you see Rave King picked up with AA as well as Skywrath Mage, what you think is offensive try. But Team Dog at least got the better exchange. It's going to be an Invoker mid Exhort Invoker against Dendy's Ember Spirit. I think this will be very, very much so Fata favored.
I think they're both going to get a decent amount of farm. I don't think it's that bad if Dendy's going to be going for Flame Guard, because an Exort Invoker actually can't outpush Dendy. If he's at a high amount of HP and Flame Guards the wave and just shoves it into the tower, he'll still be able to find farm. So it just depends on what skill build he's going to be going. But I also think that bottom lane is going to have a really hard time from Navi's side actually getting farm, but I don't think they'll necessarily die either.
Yeah, they wanted Chen to actually be in the jungle. He's gone for boots first to give him that higher mobility, but he hasn't actually gotten to the jungle. So
yeah, I thought the boots first was because he wants to offensive jungle.
Yeah,
and he can escape.
Well, the problem is if you go boots first, it really limits your ganking option because you don't have that first smoke of deceit. So he might just send it to him, and in fact, it's on the courier now.
Yeah. But the interesting matchup for me is, like, outside of course mid and bottom, you have top lane, it's Darkseer versus Centaur. We saw Funnick a bit ago doing some creep cutting. So I don't think Centaur can actually do a lot in this matchup. Because if you walk into melee range, you're taking guaranteed shell damage, more or less. And Kuro, bottom, taking a little bit of damage here. He could be in some trouble. They're going to be Sunstrike, disrupts himself under the tower, but Pycat wants to come in. He's got another Hellfire Blast, and they're going to be able to secure the first blood. Misery picks it up. The rest of the Dog's going to be able to get away pretty much unscathed. Yeah,
I think this game, Kuroki's going to have to play excellently well, too. The Disruption's basically their only way of really saving somebody. I guess Disruption as well as Sendback, especially when used together, can be a...
I think if he just kept walking away, he actually would have lived.
Well, the thing is, he might walk into Sunstrike. I'm not sure if then he was yelling, there's a Sunstrike coming, and then he just disrupted himself.
Yeah, because Invoker actually makes like a little animation when he casts Sunstrike.
He like punches the air, and then you know the Sunstrike's coming. So a little bit of an early lead here for Team Dog, but it's important to note that Dendy's actually winning CS in mid, and Funnick is decimating top lane. Like 13-0 compared to 4-2, but this is expected. Like, I mean, really, what is the Centaur supposed to do against a creep-cutting Darkseer? Melee heroes just don't match up well against him for this reason. So I think this is one of those situations where NaVi are still technically winning 2 lanes. Even though the Medusa is not really getting that much farm, I think she might actually become a bigger liability than what a Centaur is, because Centaur is still going to have his ult, right? And maybe they just want it. Maybe they want Medusa's ult to dispel Stampede.
Oh, I have a question.
Maybe that's why.
If Dendy slide a fist when Medusa does his ulti?
Yeah, it deals bonus damage.
Yeah, so that's pretty fucking amazing.
Well, I think you win the team fight if everybody's under the effect of Stone Gaze already. Like, if they're turned into stone, like, it doesn't really matter.
Darkseer wall, it's actually very good, too.
Yeah.
The amount of damage that your illusions do on top of Sleight of Fist is strong. But also keep in mind, Dendy's not going Sleight of Fist.
He's, Flame Guard, which is going to be decent in terms of keeping himself alive against all this burst damage. But I really like what NaVi's doing here as we see a little bit of rotation from Misery. He's got to be careful. He is a fast support hero, but there is boots. They're going to go on Funnick here. There's a Husam set things up, but the burst is going to get him now.
What the double edge range?
Can he salve under it? No, he's going to just outrun it and let his Ring of Regen do some work. Sunstrike. It's going to be on top. He's going to be dead for sure because this will always follow, and he does die. Great rotation coming out from Misery.
Yeah, bottom lane as well. Havos is going to be in a little bit of trouble. I think he'll be able to walk away from this, and Misery is going to get caught in the river. That's Flame Guard and Searing Chains. Here comes the net from the Dark Troll Summoner, and Dendy gets himself a kill. So a lot of movement so far, and I like the fact that Misery actually decided to move, because bottom lane, it's not like Havos is going to be getting that much anyway.
He's
sure,
actually
he might be able to get a couple of CS, but they also killed the Darkseer, which is huge. It gives this Centaur some breathing room, which means that eventually he's going to be able to get his Blink, which I think is kind of like the go item, really, for Team Dog.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Wraith King actually wants to go Blink in this scenario. I guess with the kind of global presence they have, it would make sense.
Havos might be in a bit of schwada butter. Oh, all that minus resistance. Oh,
Mana Shield, man. Taking literally no damage.
Well,
taking a little bit more than no damage, but
all right, come on. It wasn't much.
Radiant's top tower is getting walloped.
yeah, it's actually Ancient Seal on AA. That's actually a pretty kind of neat combo with Ice Vortex. Like all the minus magic resistance.
Yep. What is, the max is minus 30 from Ice Vortex, and then there's like 36 from Ancient Seal. So yeah, you're basically getting taken a brown.
bot lane, yep. Here comes a nuke to start things up. Mana Shield, turn it on! It don't matter.
I think
Taking literally no damage until Mana Shield runs out. Yeah, he's actually gonna survive. No, the slow's gonna be there.
He's actually gonna, nope, he's dead.
That was an ambitious one, Limmy.
Misery is 3-1, man. He's gotten all these kills so far. That is one happy support.
He has boots and 450 gold. He even ninja'd a CS. What a cheeky bastard.
No, he's already got boots. Look at how fast he's moving. 375, man. Holy crap.
Fast hero, man.
Havos isn't doing too great.
Well, I mean, it's to be expected. Disruption on top lane. Havos is here along with Funnick. Stomps only get a hit on Funnick, but he gets Stampede. Just hit level 6, 19 experience. One of the creeps in the wave died, and he managed to get away.
Do you think the Aghanim's upgrade on Demonic Purge even means anything in Dota? Like, is it...
I'm of the mind that if you have other people on your team, like a Darkseer who would be buying the support items, or a Chen in this case, you might be able to afford going a luxury item like that. But I honestly...
does it make that much of an impact?
I personally think no, because you're only ever going to be purging the Skeleton King most of the time, right? Like once he gets BKB, if he actually goes BKB.
Or maybe someone who's Alacrity.
Yeah, or maybe the Centaur, if he's going in for a stomp or something like that. You probably won't need 2 purges to win a team fight against Team Dog, and I would way rather have a Force Staff. Like, just because of the mass amount of stuns, lining up Sunstrikes, Mystic Flares. Like, Force Staff is such an unbelievably good item against him, but here we go, another initiation on top. Kuro, he's silenced inside of the river. The Centaur is getting beaten down pretty hard. He's going to get disrupted as well. Havos trying to avoid getting stunned here, but he's not going to be able to, and Misery is just trying to go ham on him. Mystic Snake going to be thrown out, but not enough to get the kill. And now Funnick, he looks like he wants to go deep, but he's going to decide not to.
Tower's precariously low. Let's see who's going to get the last hit denied. No, it's going to go through Darkseer, but they're not going to chase further. Very little mana left for Team NaVi.
Funnick is filthy rich. Like 1.2k gold.
He got like almost every CS in lane.
And a tower last hit, like.
Yeah, that was a death on top of him as well. Meanwhile, the people that haven't rotated is Fata as well as Dendy on the mid lane. It seems like to even the lane a little bit more. Actually, even a lot more for Fata. He's caught up insanely well.
Well, once you get more points in an X-Sword, you'll be able to last hit
with
very
the babies
effectively.
As well.
Especially with the Force Spear online, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the reason that Dendy goes Flame Guard in this instance is just because he can keep the lane pushed out. But he's actually going to get ganked here. Sunstrike coming down. Dendy going for the dodge. It's not going to contact here. He does have a Spirit, and he manages to go to it. Baits him a little bit farther away from the tower to go to his Remnant, and he's going to be fine.
Very well played. Would have definitely died if he didn't dodge a Sunstrike.
Yeah.
That game sense.
He knew, man.
Yeah, but going back to the Shadow Demon point, I think it's very much so a situational item. If you're going to be in a game where there's like an Ursa, Sven, or a Lifestealer, like maybe 2 out of 3, then why not? Like having double purge against 2 of their melee carries.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's bad every game. I'm just saying in this game, I don't really see...
A little bit suspect.
If you had enough money to buy an Aghanims, you could have a Force and a Ghost Scepter. Or maybe not a Ghost Scepter, but a Force and something else, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I can see the very fringe case of, hey, they're using Stampede to retreat. Double purge. Ain't moving anywhere.
But do you even have the cast time for that? Like,
It's really
the purge
long.
animation is pretty obnoxious.
It's also really long cast range though, so
Yeah,
there's
it's
that.
like stupidly long. Does it say?
Theory craft, man.
Nope.
Invisibility.
It's 1 million units.
1 million.
Yeah, so I think the key thing to point out is that for Team Dog, the people that need to do well is doing quite well. Fata doing quite well in the mid lane. You can see that Centaur is doing just fine, and the Midas is already up on Pycat. So
He just finished it there.
yeah, we might see something like a Midas into a Blink build. And honestly, with these kind of early game items up, they could just start looking for kills. Sunstrike, Hoof Stomp, Funnick dead. Like, that's exactly what I mean. It's so easy for them to pick up kills, get that experience, and continue farming. Fata got the Midas. Unfortunately, Centaur, does he have Hoof Stomp? Yes, he does. He's out of there.
Yeah, he's got his ult as well, which is going to help. Denny going for the chase, but he doesn't have mana.
Yeah.
I really like what Dog is doing here. They actually just learned the aura on Pycat and sent them into the jungle and let Pass get level 6 in the bottom lane solo experience.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. Prioritizing a support like AA can be huge, because at this stage in the game, like, Navi supports really aren't that tanky. You eat an Ice Blast and like one Sunstrike and you're pretty much dead, so.
And the Ancient Seal and the Ice Vortex also amplify the damage.
The thing that I'm kind of curious about is we haven't really felt Puppy's presence that much. I mean, sure, he got an assist in the river,
Pushed up
helping
there.
Dendy get a kill. They got like one tower, but it doesn't really feel like he has anywhere to go right now.
Well, he kind of went to the bottom at the start of the game and they kind of wanted to go offensive jungle, I think. And then they blocked it off so well that he just couldn't get in.
Yeah, I feel that one of Chen's strength is picking off like weak offlaners and just get kills, but because Centaur got such quick level 6, he was able to escape most of the ganks. I'm surprised he hasn't actually tried mid yet against Fata. Because Exort Invoker is not exactly the hardest kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they know that Misery has been MIA pretty much the whole time. And if Pycat's sitting in the jungle and you try to gank an Exort Invoker mid, you have to worry about Cold Snap, Stampede. There's a lot of really quick rays that, that Dog can react to this, and they're going to smoke. They're looking for a gank, could potentially be on mid. They might circle around looking for Dendy, and they also have a ward here in the jungle, so
No, they're
going to spot Puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, Puppy.
Is lead? Yeah.
Stampede in 2 seconds, and they might just use it right here. Here comes the Stampede. Puppy. He's going to get disrupted. Kuroki, though, in a really hard place. Havos letting the Stone Gaze go, and they're going to try to turn this around. What a chain coming in from through the trees. They're going to go for Misery. Misery's going to get picked down, so that's at least a 1-for-1 support. They can't get more, though, because Pycat, not exactly the person you want to get a kill on. So it wasn't too bad, considering the fact that it was Dog initiating.
Man, per Kuro, he just like tanked the gank.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? You're going to get stomped and die. I'll just die instead. Because your item progression is more important than mine, so like on the fly decision making, that was actually the right call, even though he actually disrupted before the stun. Still fine.
I think it's nearly too late to gank Invoker at this stage, because like double Fort Spirits trying to fight into that.
Yeah.
As a Chen, like it's not going to go well.
Yeah, and even if you do get the gank off, I mean, sure, he'll lose 30 seconds of farm time, but he's got the Midas to make things up, so I think the window has somewhat shut, like you said. And here comes a tier 1 push. Really hard to defend against this lineup, especially with Pycat in the front line. You can't go through that guy, man.
Well, you need Darkseer Wall and you need Medusa ulti to be up pretty much at the same time if you want to defend against this team. And plus, you kind of have to bait them into an engagement, because if they don't stampede, then they can always run, right? So that's the biggest thing. You have to make Dog fight you and then find a way to turn it, which can be really difficult.
One thing though, Pycat doesn't really have any item progression. Like he just has a hand of Midas and a stick.
Yeah.
Whereas Havost has like...
He actually has more net worth than Pycat, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly. It's very strange considering the start he had.
I mean, that's what Hand of Midas does, right? Like, it slows you down early game, but you'll catch up. And then I think the key thing is not who has the more net worth, it's what can you do with that net worth. And I think right now Pycat does infinitely more. Because
With a hand of Midas?
Yes, he could run in and face tank with the ultimate. Havos can't do the same
Yes,
thing.
he can.
Yeah, but they need to, I mean,
look at how they were pushing the last tier 1 tower. Pycat was in front with the Hand of Midas. Yeah, come get me. I don't care. I don't see, Medusa doing the same thing for the team.
not yet, man.
Not yet. I mean, yeah,
He needs,
eventually.
like, yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying, like, right now the Skeleton King offers more in, like, early game aggression than what a Medusa does, which is fair.
That's just the character, not the item.
Yeah, that's.
But the
Yes,
item is to
that's
make
the
sure,
champion.
the Midas is to make sure that by doing this, he doesn't necessarily fall farther behind in terms of overall farm. Because if you're 5-manning, even if you're getting map control, sometimes you're not going to be able to maintain the same amount of farm as a hero who's just literally only hitting creeps. You'll still actually get out farmed by that, but you're getting map control and maintaining probably like 80% of the GPM. So I think it's a fair thing to do.
Yeah, and speaking of that Rice, we took a look at Deuce up top. You were talking about not maxing that Mystic Snake. And now we see the first of many points of split shot.
I've seen a lot of different builds of Medusa.
I was actually watching Hani stream earlier, and he maxed the split shot, didn't learn the Mystic Snake at all, and maxed the mana shield.
I guess it depends on how much room you actually think you're going to be getting on the hero, which would kind of deviate.
Going to the mid lane, blink stun. Yep. Let's send back, and they're going to go for a little bit more here. Puppy's trying to gallop it way out of there, but Misery way too fast. And are we going to see the big ult? He's actually having on Woo! The mech comes through, and now it's going to be Bloomberg on the run. Centaur stop on the back line. Faith was tested. Great micro from Puppy. But meanwhile, Fata picks up a double kill with Sunstrike Arena.
No, with the Forge Babies.
I see.
Yeah, he killed Kuro by the tower. It was a really nice play by Puppy, though, I gotta say.
He baited it so hard. He's like, oh my god, I'm dying, I'm dying.
The mech timing, the Centaur stomp timing. And getting a Centaur like that is really huge.
It's really difficult to actually position your creeps like preemptively.
That is what we call the optimistic AA out there by Pos. I was like, throw it out, you know, it's fine. It's gonna hit something.
40-second cooldown, man.
Yeah,
just keep banging them out.
I thought it was 45. Is it 40?
Let me check.
Miss every shot you don't take,
40,
man.
40, yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But I mean, Team Dog has a little bit of an advantage here. The main thing that they have going for them is they can fight whenever they want.
Yep.
The thing that NaVi has to remember is their team doesn't necessarily blossom until a little bit later into the game. So if you just wait around a little while, let Havos maybe finish up his Lincolns, get another item going, maybe it's a Manta, maybe it's something else, then you can actually start looking at taking some engagement. This might actually be a game where a Medusa might buy a BKB. Like if you really want survivability.
I think the Lincoln's Manta should be enough, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, the BKB is cheaper than the Manta.
Alright, so Skywrath instantly dispels your Lincolns. Like with that
pretty much.
And he has like, he doesn't even have to worry. 2-second cooldown.
Don't worry about it, man.
And interestingly enough, Mizer is actually not maxing his first skill. He's gone 1-2-2, which I think putting more points into Silence makes sense. I'm just a little confused about the second point in Concussive Blast, because I think it only scales 50 damage.
And
or 60, actually.
2 cooldown reduction.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't scale amazingly, but I guess the mantra is like, I'm not going to have the mana anyway, so I might as well just use the spell that does the most damage on demand. They're going to find Havos inside of the woods here. He's going to get silenced up. He's not going to be able to do anything.
Damn. And that's
no ulti, no nothing.
Yep. Easy.
And now he's like, yep, there's wards here, boys.
Misery has mana boots. He's like the happiest man in the world.
Not really. Still can't cast his ultimate. He literally needs to be at full mana to do something for the team. Literally full mana. Here we go. We're gonna see a dive on the bot lane, or at least diving for these tier 1 tower. But Radiant's prepared. Yeah, double blink. Tomato eaten.
Go Necro Book on Puppy instead of you talked about getting a pipe early. You think Darkseer is gonna get the pipe?
I would imagine so. If anybody is gonna get it, I mean, you usually prioritize the teamfight items on the heroes who can farm them the fastest. So Darkseer or Chen, I guess, if Puppy wasn't really being active on the map, which he wasn't. So either one is viable, but I really think you want a pipe on somebody.
I think when you're getting a Necrobook against Pycat, playing the Rave King, I think perhaps that's the reason why.
Yeah, mana burn is obviously
if you
really
take away
strong.
his reincarnation.
But at the same time, I don't understand why Fata is getting a Necrobook when they have Chen, who just takes...
Yeah, see, that's what I'm confused about.
He just takes over the baby and then...
It's like, yep, Pycat, you're screwed doubly.
Well, I think it's kind of situational, isn't it? Because sure, you can just say on paper that Chen's going to be able to take the creep, but if Dog walk up to a tower is 5, and your Chen tries to get close enough to take one of those things, he's going to get slammed.
Sure.
Like,
But if he gets the baby, he's a hero.
Yeah, he might get the 1, but I think they still win the fight because Puppy just instantly dies.
If it's in the same situation as it was before, where Pycat's like on the front line, and they mana drain him quick enough, I think they could be in a lot of trouble.
Is under attack.
Yeah, I suppose it's possible. Big ancient stack here as well on Navi's side. Only 2 points in a split shot though, so he needs a little bit more time before he's even going to be able to kill that.
Yeah, it seems like Navi's trying to defend both towers at once. In fact, they'll try to make that top defense. Funny coming in from the side. We're going to see where's the instant silence. No silence, just that wall on top. Misery's going to be dead for sure. No TP out from Fata. It's on CD. No, they double TP right out of there. Misery though won't make it out. The flame shield, iron shield, everything. Navi takes a
Dendi actually messed up his combo there, yeah, and Havos dies again. It's not a great game for Havos, and I mean, you can't really blame him because he got left more or less alone down there against a tri-lane.
Medusa's not really a hero that can like deal with pressure that well either at the start of the game. She needs her items.
I mean, as well as the Darkseer did against the Centaur, like Funnick has a ton of farm. There's no arguing that. But is it really worth how poor of a game that Havos has had when he's the one who's basically supposed to bring you back from the brink? I mean, at this point?
Remember at the International when they just threw Havos to the Wolves?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the same game plan here.
When he was Lifestealer, right?
No, Alchemist.
Alchemist,
Yeah,
They
the
just,
1v3, and he actually got 3
double kills and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
That was
I mean,
insane.
I think Dusa, even though this is such a poor start for her, like it's an expected start, I want to say, and he's almost get the Lincoln Sphere. Now, quick mechanics question: when you have a 2-second cooldown of
Havos! Goodbye, sir.
okay, well, here comes the Stampede, and they're gonna go for more. What's the net on Pycat? Get him out of there! No, they actually want Pycat to come in, and Pycat's going right on
He's
Puppy.
gonna lose his mana.
Yeah, he will.
Oh,
No,
the
he
wand.
magic wand backed up. Chen's gonna die right now. Fundic will do so as well. And can our center get out of there? Yes, he will. No, Dendi comes in with a big chain, but he can't really chase because he's out of mana.
What was the mechanics question?
Oh.
Something
Is
about
that
2
over?
seconds on something, and then...
Okay,
Stuff
so
happens.
when you have a Lincoln Sphere on Dusa and you draw an Arcane Bow, do you cancel immediately or
No,
does
no.
the bow have
When
to
it
hit
lands.
you?
When it lands, it cancels.
So I think you actually have to use Ancient Seal to use to cancel Lincoln because
Yeah, but that's fine.
well, the thing is, if you use Ancient Seal to cancel Lincolns, that's enough time for him to get off his ultimate as well. Reduce it to Charles Lincoln.
Well, maybe. I mean, if
It
you,
depends
if
where
you
Pycat
Ancient
is.
Seal and you blink in,
yes.
it's based on your
Yeah, yeah,
reflexes,
yeah.
right? So, I mean, you can.
Oh, double chain.
Hey, ult's coming up, though. It's gonna hit on Boast again. Poor
think-
Boast. He can't.
Misery has a lot of mana.
He can't do anything.
Basically, turn around.
Yeah, I think this is a Regoose.
Maybe. He doesn't have a team, though.
I
Not
can
yet.
smell
He
it.
will soon.
Misery doesn't need a team.
Oh, back him into the Ancients!
Okay.
Oh, I got the ult off.
That's what I'm saying. The support that dies, it don't matter. Got off my spells. It's all good.
Of all the places to get vacuumed, that has to be the scariest place.
The Boast is like, worth it, man. Got the kill.
Yep.
Got the kill on Misery. It's fine.
272.
Yeah, Vos dies once again. I don't know, man.
Feels like every time he's on the map, he's dead.
Maybe he'll go
So
for
he's
4
not on the
staff.
map.
Remember the Luna game where he got 4 staff? Maybe he's going for the same.
Well, if he was going to go 4-staff, honestly, 4-staff doesn't even help him in this situation because he dies before he can move.
Yep.
If you die before you can react, then having even like a BKB doesn't matter.
Yule Scepter.
Can't, can't do
Yeah.
anything.
Yule Scepter.
You're dead.
It cancels Blink now. Greatest item in the game.
Yeah, but you'd have to use them before they blinked on you. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Because it,
You know, Yules gives you movement speed.
Yep.
And more mana.
intelligence.
Yep.
You probably didn't know that.
Did you actually see there was this post about how Yule was buffed in the last 15 versions,
Yes.
and it was like better and better and better and better.
it's like too good now, in my
It's
opinion.
really good now,
What is it, 2,700 gold?
more
Yep.
or less, yeah.
2700
And
exactly.
then it gives you 40 or 45 movement speed.
No.
40, I think.
No,
Yes, pretty
It's
sure.
like 30.
it's 30.
No. It's more than
It's
30.
30 or 25. Can't
More than
remember.
30.
40.
40.
Damn.
It is 40?
Yes, 40 movement speed.
Holy
I see a connection here. Yules working Valve. He does, right?
Yeah.
Didn't it used to be 30? Did they
Yeah,
buff
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
they
yeah. It
buffed
was
it.
like 20, 25,
It used to be
30,
25,
40.
I think, and they kept buffing it. 5 movement speed of Hatch.
Buy Yules instead of boots, man.
Yeah.
GG.
Don't even.
Why
need
buy boots? Just buy Yules.
By Yules,
You
yeah.
you get Yules and Yasha and you're good to go.
I love getting Yules on Kunkka, by the way.
Yeah, it is really good. I
It
think
is
it's good.
Yules SF, man.
Yules anybody.
Yules Night Stalker. Shout out to Cinderin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
That was actually very legit, like when he came. Like, I don't know in the current metagame, but his reasoning was like, well, Night Stalker needs a lot of mana. You normally get Earn. It needs like, the movement speed doesn't hurt, even when it's day. And you have like a way
And
to...
you can
Sometimes
be really liberal with your voids as well.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly. And you can
just
go
save
like
Yules.
1v2 easily and just like silence a guy, kill the other. If the other guy gets his silence off, you just yield him, run away.
And you're playing a like crazy cat guy,
and he got
which doesn't
buffed
really
as
have
well.
anything to do with the item, but it's
No.
just cool.
Is he a cat?
Kind of. He's got
Yeah,
like
he's
a
kind of
cat
a cat.
face.
He has the fucking. He looks like
It's like
the dude
an
out of-
octopus face.
What was that
No,
vampire
it's
movie?
not an octopus.
I'm sorry, I
Have
don't
you
know.
ever seen an octopus?
Look, man, those Japanese octopus. That's all I'm gonna leave it at.
Those are
I'm
not
lost.
those are not real. You
don't
don't
have
you don't
any
want
idea
to
what's
you don't
going
want to
on.
find your way. Stay lost.
Stay lost.
10 years since Octopus.
Yes. But you
10
know,
hours since octopus.
10 days since the last
I
incident.
don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
Just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Anyways, I know. Actually, I'm really happy to see Invoker and Skywrath Mage in the same team because if you pop Sunstrike and Mystic Flare, it's like the sky is hating you. Like you're just walking and the sky is like flare.
What about Sniper
No, you
as
need
well?
Zeus. You
And
need
Sniper.
Zeus,
Zeus as well. Yeah.
Make it rain on top of that.
You definitely can't run from heaven in that game.
Nope.
But if you had like safe lane farming Invoker,
Right.
support AA, right?
Doesn't come from the sky.
Then you
No.
had Zeus.
It's like Wrath of Nature is a little bit better for
Then you had Zeus.
Gyrocopter.
It's a Fury and Awful.
Oh yeah, Gyrocopter.
Dang, man. It doesn't have to come from the sky.
It does though.
It can be a part of the sky. Ice is basically like...
We have ice in our fridge. That's not in the sky. That's all I'm saying.
I have this great idea. Since we're waiting for Mystery to rebuild his computer, it might be a while. Lumi,
Yeah.
do you want to read some tweets? People were
Sure.
asking
That's
you
my job
questions.
today, apparently.
Ooh.
I don't need to turn around. Do you think heroes are often underrated because teams don't recognize the situation/combo they're powerful in?
No, I don't think that teams fail to
I was
recognize
gonna
them.
answer this, Andy.
Too
Dude,
bad.
are you Lumi?
Take your turn.
I just gave like a...
You call David now.
What?
No, okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry,
go
go
on.
Andy. I'll take the one
ATS.
after.
No, I was gonna say, like, teams obviously recognize what combos are strong. It's just that people have like particular playstyles. Doesn't necessarily mean they don't recognize what's good. Just means that they're good at specific things.
Nah, I think
And
it's a hype.
sometimes branching off, and it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a hype train too, of course.
Yeah, there's definitely. a
We,
hype
we
train.
were just talking about this back in the car. Magnus wasn't picked Dota 1.
Yeah.
And then after 4 in Dota 2, everybody was on the
Everybody
hype
picked
train.
Magnus. Yeah.
Same thing with Templar Assassin.
Yeah.
Waga's
they-
really
Waga
happy,
was the
yeah.
only one picking
Didn't
it.
they change some things with Magnus though?
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
was after. Like the skill range became
Yeah.
super long and the shockwave range became
Also,
long
remember Empower worked on BKB
Yeah.
in Dota 1.
in Dota 2. Then they
Did it?
changed it.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a huge nerf
right.
because people were running like Lifestealer Mag like all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
And
true.
eating
That's
people.
true.
And they
that's
would
true.
be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, rage and 50% extra damage and cleave, bro. Come at
Pretty
me.
good.
And Lone Druid as well. I mean, Lone Druid doesn't buy BKB, but
Yeah.
it's like...
Well, sometimes they buy
Bulldog
BKB
does
in the bear.
sometimes.
Bulldog buys BKB
Yeah.
in the bear.
Yeah, but to tie back to the question, I do think sometimes teams don't understand a combo because I think one thing that made Magnus a lot stronger is bottle crowing. And that really came, Magnus really came about when bottle crow was in full force.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because back before that, one of the hardest challenges, how do you lane to Magnus? You can't put him in carry. Some teams
They were
tried.
offlaning him a lot.
Yeah, which didn't have the skewer range back then. So when Bottle Crow came around, I was like, all I need is Shockwave and come even in lane. That's all I need to do. So I feel that as the scene evolve, so
Using my
does their
ultra.
hero pool and whatnot.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And these guys don't give a fuck anymore.
I was
Okay.
listening to you, man.
New tweet.
It was legit.
Western team or Eastern teams? Oh, Lumi, are you more into Western team or Eastern teams beside the fact that your favorite team in Dota? I'm more in the Western team right now.
You're a Western man?
Because, well, I've been casting Western Dota for the
Right.
longest time, so. My
Who's-
favorite team is obviously
Cloud9.
Empire.
Ah.
Boom.
And
It actually
Glam.
looks like a Cloud9 t-shirt, to be honest.
there you go. It's white and blue.
That's good. What's your favorite team, Shane?
Alliance or Dog?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe NaVi? I like everyone.
It's like your children. You
No.
can't.
You would be a
pick one.
terrible lobbyist.
I really would.
You're just like, I love everyone. You're
Uh,
fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go home.
It was a good job while it lasted.
Yeah, it's all right, man. Looks like Misery is finally reconnected, so the hand crank PC is now rebooted.
Awesome.
That took forever.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
twice hand
If
crank.
it takes that long for your PC to reboot, yeah, you can just go, sorry,
my PC is garbage.
It's all right, man. We still love you. So the game is on, boys.
Keep going, guys.
Probably shouldn't click that X at the top right.
Yeah, probably not. You want to stay connected to the game.
That's the body.
Kind of important. And here comes the ever so obnoxious ancient farming with Ember Spirit, but he doesn't have a battle
It
here.
takes 40 minutes.
And he's going for the Maelstrom, which is important to note. You can actually get full benefit from Maelstrom procs now in Sleight of Fist, because before there was like some internal cooldown and it wouldn't work, but now it does.
So
I mean,
it
you
does
could
a
get
lot.
you could get one Maelstrom right before, but now you can actually get multiple, which makes it still a pretty decent item to go
like
first.
one
on.
in every 4, so like technically.
You could get like 2 or 3 if you get like really lucky.
Yeah, and here comes Savol split shotting, which, like you said, Andy, earlier, it's slower.
Yeah, the big camps take a little bit longer until you get max, and then of course it's the same.
Right.
Like max split shot is still exactly the same. Just the earlier points make it a little bit better for if you have to go jungle or something, and you can kill like With 2 points and a split shot, you hit pretty much every single creep camp except for the medium satyrs because there's 4 things there and the kobolds, which have 5, I think, or 6, something like that.
This has to be the most exciting 2 minutes of this stream so far.
Yeah, easily.
Go on, I got both of the dragons. Nice.
Hey, he's got his Lincolns now.
Yay,
Pretty good.
Havos.
You know, I'm actually kind of surprised he's putting more points into the ult. A lot of people actually don't go for the extra points because it increases damage by 10% per rank. But honestly,
Stats is more important, I think.
well, either getting max rank in a split shot or Mystic Snake as well. Like the 10% damage is very situational, and that's assuming they even stand facing you long enough to get frozen in the first place.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that Stone Gaze is one of the few ultimates in the game where you don't want to level up.
That and Ember Spirit's ulti as well.
Yeah. And Black Hole, in my opinion.
Yeah, Black Hole for the mana. I actually messed that up because I was like, I never play Enigma, so I was just like, whatever, skill Black Hole, level up, and then I was like, oh god, I never have mana for this ability.
They really need to change it because there's just really no incentive to level up this up.
It increases damage.
Alright,
And reduces cooldown by 10 seconds.
It doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. It does.
It does. It's like, what, 180 at max?
It goes down by 10 seconds. So.
Yeah, so it's 200, 190, 180 or something like that.
Not worth. Yeah, this is actually a pretty kind of ballsy Roshan, but they're gonna get away with it.
They're all full HP though. Oh, they're gonna get scouted by Forge Spirits.
They're pretty far away though.
Oh, take it. Oh, he took it. Well, now they know, but yeah.
Nah, man. Okay, now they.
I mean, they're gonna AL from the pit. This is a slow Roshan,
Yeah,
man.
they don't know that no damage.
They might actually be able to get here. They're gonna have to bail.
This is horrible.
This is like, oh, Havost. Oh, you're staying too long, bud.
Nah, man, he's got the Stone Gaze. Holy puppy, just lost a lot of HP. Here comes the ult from the sky. No more mana left. They're gonna go right in for Kuroki. Okay, got him though. Here comes the Blink Vacuum. They're not gonna get on the wall on top. Here comes Sandy on the back line. Big meteor from the sky. Look at Havos. He's tanking in the front line now. Pycat, he's dead, but he's got his ultimate. Blink Dagger come back in. Funnick is dead. He didn't pop his mech. I'm not too sure what he did. Meanwhile, though, Team Dog still has the mech available, and they're gonna keep on chasing. It's back time here for Team NaVi. 3 hero already dead. Pycat keep on chasing. Yeah, Pycat is gonna get the sun off. The Ice Blast is gonna be on top. Havos is dead.
Bless you. Bless you.
Man, if that vacuum actually put them on the edge, they would have won that fight so unbelievably hard because the wall was actually over the edge.
So they could never blink down.
never blink down.
Yeah.
So if Funnick was like, maybe if he hesitated like a half a second longer and they were a little bit closer to that side.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
free kill. Dandy, nicely done. That's one disruption, making fine as well. The Purge on Misery, so they're gonna get a second kill, I think. Nice walk away from that Sunstrike.
I think Misery's dead.
One more tick.
One more poison. Poison!
Yes.
You got him! Easy.
Nice.
You ought to fill.
But now Fata has an Aegis, so...
You know, you get what you can.
Well, Puppy at the start of that fight instantly persuaded.
He had to mech, or wait, somebody mech'd him, and they had to Hand of God like right away.
Yeah, but the...
How did he
Necro
lose so
3.
much HP? He's just like, I think he killed a Necro.
No, he converted the Necro.
Did you take damage for that?
No.
You don't take damage, but he got Ice Blasted.
Oh, I see.
And I mean, just that kind of kills him. He doesn't have much health.
Pycat is nearly the Lightning Lord.
Nearly.
Like,
And now there's an
250
Axe
gold.
as well on Pass. Oh no.
Well, here's the thing though. Dusa is also going to be the Lightning Lord. Eventually, at least, because Dandy's going for it.
Pycat's scouting it out here, man. He wants a kill.
And the
Hey,
Sunstrike's gonna be
ulti
there.
with Ags is coming, but I think Puppy might be in a world of pain here.
Yeah, but Pycat doesn't have his ulti. Depending on how fast they can react, they might actually just be able to kill him.
Yeah, here comes Ice Blast.
It missed,
Where's the
I
stun?
think.
Where's the stun, Puppy?
He
by
had to stun
himself?
like ages ago. He had to like stun and force the fight where they were standing, but since he doesn't have reincarnate, he's just a little bit.
Puppy smelt it, I think, and sent Howler Vol's home.
Well, he saw the Ice Blast or heard it at least, and then
Yeah.
he's like, okay, yeah, you're gonna get ganked. I'm just gonna send you home. And free tower, I guess, for NaVi. Creeps MVP so far in the mid tier 1. Hey man, it's important. Need that
They're the only objective gamers on my team usually. The rest of us are usually balls deep.
So I think something Lumi said earlier kind of rings very true right now. Is just the fact that Team Dog are able to do so much more during the mid game with their lineup that NaVi really didn't have a chance to fight. And the only chance that they had of fighting was Havost kind of getting like an item or two relatively quick without having too much problems. He's had a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just getting ganked all over
2-6.
the place. there's no like real pushing being done anywhere else on the map. So every time Havos dies, it's not like they're getting a tower in exchange. They're just losing him.
Yeah.
So for the whole game, NaVi have not really been making trades. They've just been getting picked. And I think that that's kind of where Dog is really strong because they can react to pretty much everything and they can always fight.
Misery seems to be going for an Atos as well.
Dire's middle tower
I'd love
is
that
under
item now.
fire.
I think Atos in this game is going to be insanely good because it gives you the instant way to cancel out Lincoln Sphere.
Yeah.
I mean, cast
And
range.
insane range as
Yeah,
well.
cast range and
And
animation.
really low cooldown. What is it, like 10 seconds?
Oh, no. Slower.
8?
Slower than that.
It's 10 or 8. Yeah.
I don't think it's 10.
Where is it?
12, I
It's right
think?
here. It is 10. Oh, it's 4-second duration. Okay. I knew it was 4 seconds something, but
And here comes the push. It's so weird to see NaVi play this kind of turtle-based lineup because in normal games, they're in Team Dog's position. They're the one that's pressuring. So let's see how good their turtling power is. Oh, Blink vacuum on the backline. The wall on top a little bit late. Funny can get blown up. Jesus Christ, he's dead. Chen on the backline couldn't even get off his ultimate.
But Funny couldn't even mech.
Yeah.
Kuro just died to a book.
Oh, Lightning Lord attack!
Not looking good here for NaVi. The base is fully breached. Revolt's completely out of mana. Could not get off his ultimate either. This is a game of not being able to cast their spells and GG.
That is it.
So just to answer that question I posed, NaVi can't play Turtle Strat that well.
Well,
At
I don't
least not
think
in this
it's-
game.
I don't think it's that they can't play Turtle. I just think that the Medusa was maybe a little bit too greedy.
I think it would have been okay if Chen was in the offensive jungle and put pressure on it with...
Yeah, but think about it. You have a Skywrath down there, an Ancient Apparition, a Wraith King, and Sunstrikes. How are you supposed to aggressive jungle against that? Because in order to breach jungle in the first place, you need at least as many heroes or more.